Good morning, everybody. I wound up, so let's find out whether that means I'm going to rush my calculations or I'm going to be nice and mathy. My name's Austin, and we are playing Super Robot Wars R. We're trying things a little bit differently. I decided to just skip through all of the story before recording. Hopefully everyone's fond of this, because I can't change it otherwise. If I don't like this, I'll go back to the other way. But that's how we're going to do things. I think it'll save us some time. We want, we don't care about wits right now. Noble Gundam, Dragon Gundam, Shining, Maxter. We have 2 more slots. Well, I'm thinking about who our other 2 slots are going to be. We're still, this is the last scenario right before the route split. I think this is also still one of our better options, or still one of like the better sections of the game. I think next scenario is, I think, my favorite, like my absolute favorite scenario. But this one's also pretty decent. At least I remember it being so when I played it at first. I'm curious to see if on, I guess we'll just use the Airmaster again. I'm curious to see if on repeat playthroughs it actually holds up. I remember exactly how it worked. I'll talk about what my first experience was once we get to like the second portion of it. So for now, we're just sort of rushing forward. We have like the usual Bandok Zambot formation. I don't think there's anything else that's like particularly stand out about these guys. They're just the regular Bandok or the Zambot enemies. While we are here, we can also see if I remember. I want to try out with the how the energy for the Dendo works. I believe at this point, based on what we saw. Oh, no, okay, we still have Hokuto. The Dendo is going to lose Hokuto as a pilot for a little bit, and I believe that is still upcoming. Well, no, I don't believe it. It is in fact still upcoming, seeing as he's still there. I wasn't sure if it was this scenario or not. I know it's soon. It is the other route we could take. We are not going to, because we deeply want to be on the Gundam route. Jamil's got 15 kills. I think that should be okay. If anyone's forgotten, if I haven't said it enough recently, and maybe I haven't because we did sort of forget about that little objective. Our goal, our target number is 20. Some people got to get their steps in. Some people need to like get their pages in. This man needs to get his kills in. The least healthy of diets. I do think we start pretty disappointing here as we just, again, sort of rush forward. No one is within range. I don't... the Getter just barely is going to interact with the Doyozaras and the Tracids. Yeah. There's like a weird... There's just a slight strangeness, I think, to the Zambot enemies, in that I think the Tracids are the most generic, and I think I talked about this last scenario, that, usually the order that enemies move in is... No, I really could have planned this better again to... Well, I guess we found out what wound up means. I should have moved everyone so that we could have gotten better advantage of the bonus willpower, but we could do that next time. Hold on, I gotta pop up. No, iTunes, now is not the time. I talked about last scenario that the most generic of enemies move first, and then as you move forward, the next elite ones. And like the Tracids are the first ones to move. We turned this off from the boss fight last time. The Tracids are the first ones to move, but Doyozaras are the enemies that get first billing, first queue on the list of things to move. Just an odd bit. Just an odd observation. That's another thing that I really wish. That this game really actually made you care about what order everyone was moving in. Like, there is a fixed order, and they will always move in the same order. But they've ultimately just not, that's not really mattered. How much move does the Venus have? 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 shy. Okay. We can... We're gonna wait a turn. We'll have them come in. We do kind of want to be standing in the middle anyway. And then... Yeah, having the G Gundam get this twice is good. We'll move the battleships to start help intercepting. Aphrodite, Diana can go there, and who's going to be our 4th? I guess it will be the main character. Or how much do we care about it being Chibide? I guess really the answer is that Allenby is the one that doesn't need to be here. So we can fix that next turn. We did rush forward. I think I'm also, like, deeply concerned for some reason about how long these videos are when they're already past the point. Like, by an hour's point, these are not getting recommended. By 45 minutes, these are not going to get, like... These are not good for the algorithm no matter what. So I may as well just embrace it, take a little bit longer, and call it a day. And worry about, like, showing off. I'm, like, trying to juggle back and forth between having a really fast clear in terms of turns, and trying to play somewhat more reservedly, as if you were playing this game for the first time. And I think trying to juggle those two is not a good plan. Because really, if I wanted to go fast, this is not necessarily the crew I would be taking. So... we'll just have to block them. That's fine. You are not going to get supported. We do want you to take the damage. You take so little. Finally, the Nadeshiko can do something. Okay. Allenby, I appreciate your contributions, but you're out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sure. And if we need to heal, we still can. Because using this does not take up their turns. We are 4 shy, so who's got dedication? Yeah, just the combattler still. We are trading this for a lot of money, but we have a lot of money right now. Not that we couldn't have more. But there's not a lot of, like, high-value targets here. And we get 2 more V's. I think, theoretically, having the combattler and the Voltace at this middle point, at this point, is maybe better, because they do need 30 rather than 20 plus the base. So that would get them to their attacks, and that would still get everyone to their super modes. But this is the road we chose, and I will stick to it. Not that as if I could, like, go back. There are no turn wheels in Super Repellers. I guess I could make one. Still not that much better, no one. Let's see if we can pick up those other 5s from kills instead of from using Spirit. You can go back to 1 now that we are close. And then how much HP? 1,700? I don't think Jamil's getting that. It is pretty wild how far of a range these things can attack to. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We'll just be a little in range. The fact that they have a rivalry support with a battleship is like kind of excellent. I do think that may be understated at the beginning of the game. Having a battleship that you already want to be around because of leadership, and then having units that do get powered up by being next to it is just chef's kiss excellent. Should we start saying Pacha Kiss? Like, it's like a more recognizable form for all of us perennially online. It feels slightly weirder though, I think, saying it that way. I guess it's not like quite. He's not quite a kiss, but he does the hand thing. Honestly, for as much as we like see that, I can't like call to mind exactly what it looks like. If I saw it, I recognize it, but it's just because he's not in a mech that I can't think about it right now. Okay, this spends some energy. We can see next turn. I guess it doesn't matter what the degree is, right? Like, any amount of energy will still show it to us. Oh, is he over? No, he's not. I thought he was getting extra money from that. Weird. Oh, that's fine. And then if we take damage, one of the healers can help fix that. No need for the big attack, because I do want the Combattler to come in and get this, so we can start charging up to 130. Well, that might not be enough. No, it's not. It's fine. We can get it on counter. Yeah. We do have such swingy units that it's really hard for me to estimate what's happening in the beginning. I definitely always overestimate in the beginning and then underestimate at the end. I can't even blame it on other games right now because I have not really been playing any other Super Robot Wars other than this. Like, I've still not finished D yet, but I just haven't gotten back to it in a while. I do think it is. I'm fighting all around. It is a better game than this one. There's just there are a lot more scenarios that are pushed to require you to like think about turns and strategies and plans a lot better. I think there's a lot more diversity both in player units and enemy units, but also that's what you would expect from like another iteration. Like I would hope that it didn't go. I would hope that it didn't get worse. Has anyone played the trifecta of GBA games? I guess maybe some people wouldn't consider it a trifecta. Maybe they would consider it a quadrangle. A quadrecta, a tetrecta. I think I was talking about this on the Discord the other night. That there's not like a good one for anything else other than 3, but I think tetra is probably our option here. Go for tetrecta. So it's what? It's R, D, and I actually don't know what the one after that one is. But the other thing I'm thinking of is A got ported to the GBA. That sort of is a precursor to this game. What are our stats looking like? Yeah, okay. I want to make sure that he didn't have like 1300 armor or something that I was like forgetting about. I don't know. I just got the sneaking suspicion. Okay. We have 142 energy. We are on Kiba form. Let's go to Dragon. Nope, 142 energy. Yeah, okay. If that was how it worked, if every form had its own energy, I think I would love this unit. I think I would be like, I think I'd be overjoyed to see the Gear Fighter every time it showed up. Like, would that be busted? Oh, absolutely. But we do have things like the Ideon in other games, so, you know, how bad could it be? I know there's like a much bigger downside to the unit, but... Just play with the design more. Like, what's the worst that can happen? It's not like we need to. It's not like we need to like juggle other people's expectations, right? Like, this is the multiplayer game. We don't have to worry about balance for the sake of like the promise that everyone has a good time. If we have overpowered stuff, then like, oh well, it's up to you if you want to use it or not. You can always look back. You can always look at it and go, you know, maybe not this playthrough. We are like so obsessed as a like community of people who play games with like optimal and like the biggest number. I mean, how many? Maybe you haven't, but how many times have you maybe heard the phrase that a gamer given the opportunity will optimize the fun out of everything? And like, I think that's true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can sit back here. You know, we're not doing anything else with this money. We may as well cash in a little bit. We'll optimize the fun out of everything. We see, you know, this is like best in slot. This is the most optimal, and be like, we torture ourselves with the notion that we must have that or must do it that way, or we don't know what we're doing. We're not playing well if we don't. And I think there are some measures where, you know, this could be a valuable metric, right? Where we could go, the way I'm going to choose to play this game is I would like to try and figure out the optimal. I would like to optimize. I want to figure out what the best is. Like, that is also a valid way to play. But I don't think that's necessarily always asking the most interesting questions, especially for these like sort of big strategy games. I think they follow the rules of narrative, even in their gameplay, a lot more than we want to account for. Like, the fact that we know that we can rush our combattler and our gold base and everything, and it just sort of solves the problem. What I could do, really, is I could just not deploy anything else. I could just use those 2 units. Maybe have the support units hanging in the back. And that would also clear the stage. Like, that would get it done, and I wouldn't risk other units dying. But would that be fun? Would that be as fun? Probably not. So following the like, what I was saying about following like the pattern of good storytelling is that no story is interesting if the plan you made goes right the first time. There like always needs to be a hook. There always needs to be a catch. Something needs to go wrong, and then you need to figure out how to undo that. Figure out how to get yourself out of the problem is considerably more interesting than just having a plan go right. Usually. Not always, though. Sometimes seeing a thoroughly optimized machine is also interesting. Like, for sure. Like, that's why we like speedruns, right? But especially with these kind of games. And by these kind of games, I mean tactics games, but I also mean, like, grand strategy games. I do not have much experience with RTSs, so I don't know if this rings true for them. But I think a lot of the fun comes from when you need to play you need to play from behind. Like, you need to get yourself out of a bad situation. But I think other games, like competitive games, for instance, teach us that whenever something is going bad, if we didn't seize optimal immediately, then we probably just better concede, better start over. As soon as we get to a position that seems even slightly disadvantageous for us. And I think that kind of mentality does have its place playing some kind of games. I think it leads to toxicity in general, but I do also understand that, you know, there's only so much time in a day. If there is a really high likelihood that this is going to end in a way where you're not going to win. Like, I get it. I get why you wouldn't want to finish that game. But, you know, there is not a taciturn promise with this video game that I have to make it have fun. Right? It's okay if this game doesn't have fun. And he keeps getting hit. I mean, he doesn't have the greatest touch, but he does keep getting hit. It's okay if it doesn't have fun. It's okay if we, like, take our time and, like, sit about things for a minute. I think we may be taking the wrong lesson from competitive games. We could look at those the lesson we could be taking from them is, how do we learn what is better, right? Like, those games are really about, you know, crunching a lot of information very quickly and trying to figure out really accurately where small advantages can be found to to gain, like, large-scale advantages when you know how to, like, push those small... You learn how to push the small advantages into really big advantages over time. And why is that not the lesson we're taking, but instead the lesson is, you're doing bad, just get out of here. But isn't that also, like, sort of a thing we're seeing more often, that... It feels like every third video essay is about how games feel much more like work than they used to, or like, where is the fun in games anymore? I think we lost the fun at some point when we were trying to crunch the numbers. I say making this channel about trying to, like, not market, I don't care about marketing, but, like, trying to get away for this like paperwork that I've made to, like, get up to the larger fan base. I think those numbers are fun when it's like, all right, I'm going to intentionally choose the very worst options and see if I can pull something out with that. I did kind of start making these when I was like, you know, Super Wars 2 and 3 complete box were, like, somewhat challenging, but not that hard. What if I just didn't use Amuro or Koji or the Getter? What if we're just using the gems and the gun cannon? And I just, like, I needed to math that one a little bit harder. Like, I think that's where the optimization comes from. As usual, you can't just take one thing, right? Because that's very contradictory to what I just said. But, like, take all of it together. The Bandock does retreat the scenario and retreats at the usual threshold. I guess that one is worth pointing out, seeing as it's the only one that has retreated with an exceptional threshold before. So that's done next turn. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. It's not a full 3x3. It's not a 3x1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3x6. I think it's a 3x5, then with just a middle square tip on the top. All right, where are we? We're at 22,000. Okay. I think I'm sitting here too long thinking about this. No reason to risk this. We dodge. And we Valor. We could Daunt here, too. Which, yeah, you know what? Why not? We're not doing anything else. We have Yuriko at our disposal, and we're not going to have her for a bit after this, so... Alright, what are we looking at? That's us. We can do 3,000 more. I think the getter... We can finally start asking the question, can the getter do it? Not, is it... Will it reach that threshold? Will it go over that threshold? Again, no reason to take the damage. Here, we'll persist. Perfect. And let's have the Voltes come in and finish this off. I guess there's no reason we need to get a support attack off of this. We know we can do 6,800. We'll move... Actually, hold on. We're going to move the Voltes here and then have the Combattler do it. With... we don't have energy for that. Okay. We can probably still do it here. I think that'll still be fine. I was hoping to do, like, the really big attack. I should have looked at his energy better. Or remember that's 100 power. There's a reason why I don't use it a lot. It's because 100 energy is so expensive. Experience. You never get used. I should use experience on him. That's fine. We should also be throwing more cheers, or more, no, that is cheer. Gain is the name of the thing you get. We should be throwing some more cheers on the people. Oh, victory. Wow. And if this doesn't kill, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's a large magazine, so that doubles, or that increases by a factor of half the ammo an ammo-based unit carries. We don't really have one of those, so I don't care about the part. It's just the 20k that we would be missing out on. But we got it. Okay, magazine. Okay, so here's our second half. This was a little devastating to me because I was using Vega pretty heavily in my first playthrough. I do, if the game hands me a unit that is very small, in the face of giant robots, or very big, I'm more interested in using it. And the fact that out of the box, like the very first scenario you can use Vega in, she looks so good. She with no upgrades is like getting hit for maybe like 5 or 6%. It's like, all right, excellent. We're definitely using this unit. This is sick. So that was a bit of a bummer when I lost her. Oh no, the Dendo is less usable now. So then all of these units have spawned in. This does not seem that impressive, but I will qualify here that I also destroyed the Bandok on enemy phase. So these units got... They immediately started moving. The Golfa soldiers move immediately, and both the Orbitons and the Jam move the next turn. And the Jams have map attacks, so I was all in the middle. So everyone just... like, got wrecked very quickly. But again, being prepared for it, we'll see how much I feel that matters. Okay, we'll address that later. I got a text message from someone who knows I'm recording right now. And then a phone call, so I was a little worried. I think it's an exciting call, not a there's bad trouble brewing call. But we'll take care of that. I guess we're only going to record one right now. This scenario won't be much longer, I don't think. You are just a liability. Go in here. It's also a lost condition, so we really don't want to risk that. The G Gundam boys haven't really gotten to actually do very much, so... Can we map attack meaningfully from here? No, not at all. So... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get him more centrally located to get some support for everybody else. Oh, I guess also I should ask that. I don't remember if I asked this. Maybe I did at the very beginning of the game. And maybe people have already commented. But because we're trying to, like, not optimize here, would people just prefer if I have the animations on at all times? Because I can do that. That doesn't bother me at all. I'm most like, well, we're going to have the animations on at all times because I'm going to forget. It really doesn't bother me to do it. I was trying to do it to save time, and people are like, yeah, no, we've seen him do this little knuckle duster thing enough times. Like, for sure, the animations are sick. I think these are, like... I think I did say this before, that it really pushes the GBA, what GBA sprites can look like, to a really far degree, right? Like, these are... It's surprising to see this come out of a GBA. So if people want to see them, I can leave them on. But if people are like, yeah, no, it's probably fine. It's probably fine turning them off if I ever do. That'll be good to know for future videos. I feel like if it's up to me, I'm less incentivized to keep them on, because there's also just... There are plenty of places on YouTube you can find if you just want to watch the attack animations. Yeah, we can do this, and then the... I don't think Wits can finish that, but we'll see. The intention is that he can try. Not that one. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That puts us to 17. That'll put us to 18. We might even get in this scenario. Domon has proven that he is not able to tank things well, so we're going to leave him here and just put him next to Allenby. Okay, this is... Okay, so Allenby has a romantic support with him. But Domon has a fire support with her. Okay, good. I like that there is that difference between the two of them. That we do get both versions. I guess that probably would also happen with Boss, too. I believe he has love supports to all of the female Mazinger pilots. Who do we do? Oh, yeah, he's just staying in place. To all the female Mazinger pilots. But the female, the Jun and Sayaka have rivalry supports with them. Also, the Orbitons move. Do I have this in the wrong order? Oh no, everything just moves this turn. Yeah, okay. But I think this is, yeah, even if it happened the other way, that's still like a very small turnaround. I think this is the first time that we get this fast of enemies pushing against. Like, that is just way more threatening. We are just gonna dodge to leave that for Jamil. No, we're not gonna dodge. We're gonna try and dodge. Yeah, send that over to Saisaichi. That's fine. I think we're stacking up for a big map attack. We need 60 left. That's fine. We can manage that. But do you see that triangle forming with that Orbiton, the Jam, and 2 Galfa soldiers in the middle? With another Galfa soldier. That puts us down to 120. That'll work. Can we get a... Or 140, sorry, not 120. I took 160, subtracted 20 from it. Said I subtracted 20 from it, and then left 20 remaining before we got to 100. We're gonna dodge here. This one's gonna have to go. It won't get to be in the map attack. Now we're down to 120. Oh, and the jams don't move. Okay, that's what it is. Let's correct that. Oh, I know. I see what I did. Right, I have the 2 jams listed as 2 separate entries on the queue because this one has a repair kit and this one has a propellant tank. That's what I get for scanning or skimming quickly. Yeah, whereas the Galfa soldiers and the Orbitons are all listed as move turn they arrive. Okay, yeah. Money. Focus. Valor, why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can dodge that. The flash will be best. I don't think he's gonna have anything else to do with this scenario anyway. We want to try and get the jam down in range too. I believe this map will... I think the map attack will get all of them. I do love the combo of Sai Chi and Chippity next to each other. Like, the fact that we can do that is, I think, very good. If we had more energy, we could do it. We could make it even better, but... Oh, he doesn't have Valor. We'll see if this is enough. It might not be. Well, if he's not doing anything else, does he have... He's got room for a little bit more. More willpower. That was not much more. We probably aren't going to get the jam with this, but that's okay. Oh, I also misrepresented how big of an area this was. Oh no, can we only get 3 of them? We can't get 4 of them. I was making it 1 diamond, 1 like outline larger. I'm trolling it in the air with my hands like you can see it. So well, yeah, no matter what, this is the best we can do. We can only get 3 of them. That's fine. I mean, we'll still get 3 of them. This is just like super overkill. But that's okay with me. Ugh. That's so little. The Galfa soldiers give so little. We should have used more money earlier. Okay, so I do take it back. Or this ended up being a little bit more underwhelming because I knew it was coming. But like making the Bandok retreat on enemy phase and having these immediately swarm you is considerably more interesting and more challenging. So maybe this is like, I don't like the idea of a newbie's trap. Hold on now. I think that is a good way to describe concepts. Because I do think it's true. I think there's some times where, like, playing it the first time, this is, like, complicated. I don't know what's going on. But if you play through it a second time, you will never experience the difficulty from it. Because you just know what's coming up. There's, like, information that you can't unsee. So maybe the scenario, maybe the difficulty of this scenario is like that. Maybe the difficulty of this whole game is like that. YouTube is nothing if enterprising and number checking. Maybe you all will someone else have started a list the number of times I said something was like, oh, I like this, and then when we did it, when I don't like this anymore. I hope that's not what this project ends up being. Is just me ruining all of my favorite games. That would be so depressing. We could leave him in position. That'll be a better attack. We probably could care about. Actually, no. These two could do it with their. You get XP. She doesn't have any money left. That's fine. It's the same thing. XP. Why not? Will it double will it double 1 to 2? Who's to say? No, 74 is not nothing. I've never mentioned this. You may have figured it out by now, especially given that last level up. But every level up requires. We're not gonna bother. Every level up requires 500 XP for it to activate. Yeah. Okay, great. What's Jamil's count at? 18. We can't quite get him to 20. That's okay. He can get 20 during the scenario that we needed to. Next scenario. And then the Voltes can do the rest of this. And cash. There's not like cash and learning, life experience. It doesn't ring the same way. So we gotta end the scenario fast before I go to my high horse about education. I've got so many thoughts about education and learning. I used to be a teacher, so that definitely contributes there. If this doesn't kill, I think Seisaichi's got money left. He can, yeah. He sure does. Alan B, help us out. We're not gonna cycle through all these. That's silly. This is also just a generally faster scenario. Yeah. And that's it. That's the end. Yeah, I think that scenario is maybe better on your first playthrough if you don't know what's coming. So I guess if you watch this, I've ruined it for you. Sorry. Whoops. If this is your first experience with the game, I'm also just so sorry. Unlike other tactics games that have like a lot of. First, I was gonna say gimmicks, but I think gimmicks makes it sound like a bad thing. I think gimmicks can be used really well. I can't like just mash things. I gotta make sure we got the right scenario. Because I believe the default one is the Hero Fighter one. But I think of a lot of other tactics games have like a gimmick to them to a lot of stages. Again, not a bad thing, but that like most of them have a character to recruit or a special item to get or a special condition to fulfill to unlock another stage later, something like that. Where this game doesn't so much, so there's like less things to spoil, right? Like going in fresh for other games tends to lead to more interesting gameplay and more exploratory gameplay, where the difference between a fresh clear and a familiar clear here is, I think, there's less of a difference. But again, not to say that there's not, considering I just grumbled about this stage being sort of a little bit more lackluster. Okay, I should have had this open. I knew this was, like, this also isn't a surprise. I'm pretty sure we're going to be on the colony route, but actually, I don't need to guess, because the colony route is the Gundam one. The top one is the Vega route. But we can at least talk about what the differences are going to be. Okay, print the colony drop. So we're going to get the Zeta Gundam units, Double Zeta Gundam, Char's counterattack, After War Gundam X. We largely don't care about those. I mean, we do care about Gundam X for the little gimmick here, for the little bonus. But Gundam Wing is really why we're here, and we also get to keep both Combattler and Voltes. The G Gundam team and the Getter are going the other way as far as units we are using. But don't worry, we're going to bolster our unit count dramatically. If you've been waiting for the rest of the Universal Century, it's also showing up here. I think this upcoming scenario gives us just the most new characters out of any scenario in the game, too. I don't think that's necessarily why it makes it good, but... Okay, you can see we have just a ton of money, but I am saving that up for these new characters. Okay, well that puts us on to our second to last route split. I believe there's only one more. I'm pretty sure there's only one more after this. Yeah, there's only one more after this. So we're going to be here for only 2 scenarios. We have a very good scenario, and then we have a fine scenario. Actually, so speaking of fresh versus familiar, I think our next scenario, not this upcoming one, this upcoming one is great no matter what. The second one for the route split, I think, is better on repeat playthroughs because it has units that you need to interact with to complete the scenario that will get buffed if you've used them during your own playthrough, and I think that makes it better. But that's everything for now. We are right before getting Gundam Wing characters, so hopefully that gets anyone who's been waiting and waiting and waiting for the Gundam Wing boys to show up excited. I will do my best to use all of them a little bit. We are gonna have I think two of the 6 that just are gonna underperform in the same way that the Vault Gundam does. But I will try. I promise. I will try. I think that is everything. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting, but if there is, I will either edit it post or we will figure it out a next scenario. So thank you everyone for watching. Get hyped for the 2000s most popular Gundam series, and I will see you there. Goodbye.